What's up, guys? It's 7:03 a.m. this morning, and I would like to share with you a trade um, that I traded this morning. I am so excited because it was a win-win situation. I'd like to share some technical points with you and how this happened. I'm um, up and in the green today, up by $438. Um, so I'd like to share what happened. Well, let's get to what happened and how that went. So this morning, as with SVRA, as the bell rang, actually before the bell rang, pre-market, um, I opened my scanner and saw that this stock SVRA has gapped up um, from a previous close of $1.70, and it kept gapping up pre-market, after market, and continued into the pre-market to a high of $4.30. Now, with the open of the bell, it popped. It opened at around 412 and then popped up to um, $4.50, around the $4.73. So at this stage, at this point, I was like, because all eyes are on this, so let me wait first 2 and 4 minutes to see the actual direction, which is very important. If all eyes are on a stock, you have to be very careful early morning trading. So at around let's see, 6:32, 6:30ish, 6:31, 1 minute after bell rung, it gapped up to $4.89, and it was showing signs of weakness around and dropped around the um, a minute later, 6:32. It dropped here to a low of 425. So I was like, this probably might go down. Um, and the shorts may take control. So let me wait a little bit and see. So it kept gapping down. It came over here around the 6:39 um, time, and it acted like it was going up. But I was very careful. I was very cautious because, it looks like the shorts are in control. So this was kind of like a fake out. So those who bought around here, 415, got squeezed. Um, they got faked out at 450 because at this point there were shorters who took profit. And so if you went long, I wouldn't suggest that you go long here. So I expected that there was going to be a fake out at some point as it was going down, and this was it. So my predictions were right. It kept right after that we had a huge bar, a bear bar, which pushed the price down to 379, and I was like, well, at this point it looks like the shorts are in control, right? So I waited. It acted like it was going to bounce back at this point, and it tried to bounce back to the 399. However, I was very wary and cautious, so I said, let me wait a little bit and see where the bottom is, because there's definitely going to be a reversal. So when it got here at um, around the 6:45, 15 minutes after bell ring, um, I could see it reversing from a low, an early morning low of 357 to up until 394. So at this point, I was like, well, this looks like it's going to be the reversal. So I started, figuring out where to enter. eventually came down to like 351. So I was like, this is it, because I try to use, which I don't normally do for support. I try to use the pre-market support here where it started to around the 350-ish as my range. Um, uh, um, so it started going up, right? And the reason why I use the pre-market, which I don't usually do, and I'll not advise that people use that. Um, you never want to use pre-market stats, um, uh, uh, for determining where to enter and where to exit when market opens. This is very key. So at this point, 350, it started to show signs of reversal, and I started seeing volume here around like 400K, and then the next one 417, and then the next bar 500. So it started pushing up. So I was like, well, I think that's it. Well, and that was my range around around 350. Initially, I put my range around $3, um, which um, I only have one trade left for the day, because I'm using a small account. So I don't have, so I can't trade anymore after this. But hopefully the next entry would be around the $3 range. But that was my initial, range of entry. So when this 350 hit, that was like the first decision to enter around 350, and it reversed. And when it started gaining momentum and the volume started increasing from 398, and then I saw a huge bar, a huge, not a huge, a reversal bar, a reversal bull bar. And then the next one, I was like, when it got to the 380, I had all my stuff ready, saved at 385. So immediately I entered, which is very helpful. You know, with these trades, because of a lot of volume, you gotta have your um, the range that you want to enter. If it goes your way, you got to have it saved and ready to go. So immediately got to the 385. I hit 385. It then rallied up to around 399, and it hit $4 around this area here. Um, and then it went up and then I saw it kept going up. I initially had issues. I was intending to get out around the 98 area, and I saw it kept going up and up, and I was like, oh wow, um, this is crazy. I had issues with my key because I hit the send button around the $4, and it didn't, you know, my computer was acting, which was very sad. So I thought I was going to lose. But that's the good thing about, entering at the right position, or entering at the right when things are hot, when it's in a bullish direction. So even if you're having issues, you still are able to get out safe. So anyways, I canceled the order and got back and re-entered the order. And by the time I re-entered the order, it was around 319. The ask was around 319. So I put it on 315, and then I hit the send button. It didn't immediately send. It popped down and then went back up to the 317, and then I got a sale around this area, around the 703. So all in all, I would say I made this morning $438. Um, in just 5 minutes. Between my entry was around 658, and then my exit, I think, let me show you where I entered. I mean, you could see it over here. It says that buy around the 657. You see it here, and then the exit was around the 659 areas. So I got um I sold 1168 shares of SVRA at 414. That was the limit order that I put, and then I bought um, 1168 shares of SVRA at 385. So, you know, the profit per share was 15 plus 14. That's 29 cents, which is not bad, you know. It's a good way of starting the day. So, hey, super excited. I exceeded my goals for the week. I have $150 goal for per trade, on a weekly basis, and I exceeded it today by far by almost tripled my goal, my daily goal. So hey, that's a good way of starting, and that's the good thing about um, you know being patient and trying to uh, not rush into a stock. Initially, I had the issue of rushing into a stock. And when you do that, your emotions get in the way, and you are like, hey, everybody is getting into this. You don't want to do that. You want to do the opposite of it. You want to do the opposite of it because if you see a stock that a lot of people have eyes on it and it's rallied up, um, from like $1.70 to over 100%. So in this case, you got to be very careful at market open. So they because a lot of the shorters would be like, hey, this is too high. So the shorters um, and the buyers will decide to push it down. So they pushed it down to like 351. That's like a, you talking $1.50 uh, and 30 cents down. So the percentage would be 4.87 minus. Let me run this calculation real fast. Divided by 4.87. I mean, you're talking 30%. So that's a push down. So expect a push when stocks go really up, and things aren't going the bull's way. They could push down to 30 cents, sometimes 30% down, or 40%, or sometimes 50%. And with the 50%, that's very scary. But if it reverses around the 30% area, you know, be prepared to enter and scalp in some profits. All in all, I think the catalyst behind this, I could see it says FDA grant breakthrough therapy designation for Molgradex for treatment of autoimmune pulmonary alveolar proteinosis. I'm not good with the pronunciation of medical words, but anyways, they got an FDA grant um, breakthrough. So that was the catalyst. That was the news that sent this stock, and this one came in. Um, I think around the 5 a.m. In my time, I'm in Oregon, so 5 Pacific time. And look at that. That was a monster with that. It went, I mean, previous day, it went from 170 to 270 after hours. And then actually, no, it actually went, started immediately the news hit. It was, oh my gosh, it went up to 218 and it rallied up. It was all in a bullish trend. Look at this bullish channel. It's crazy how it went up. Well, lots of profit if you were able to catch it pre-market. And this is when you can make some good profit pre-market time. I technically I don't like trading pre-markets because I've gotten in trouble previously trading pre-market, so I'm not a pre-market trader, so I try to avoid this. But oh my gosh, if you traded around this time, You probably, kudos to those who traded around this time, made some profit. So, but anyways, I can't complain. I made some good profit. Exceeded, tripled my expectation, daily expectation. Um, but thanks to you guys for listening. If you like the video, leave some comments at the um, bottom so I could keep producing these videos and sending you guys, um, hopefully beneficial videos. Thank you.